Somepony to watch over me. Top 5 Yay and Neigh flash list. Number 5 Neigh. I am only a thousandth of miles removed outsider who wasn't even aware of the difference between Cajun and redneck before making this list, so my point of view here can be totally off, therefore only number 5 spot. All I saw was a cliché village of backwoods people and the stereotypical presentation made me feel uncomfy. As I said, this might be just me being a European who simply doesn't know any better. Number 5 Yay! I totally dig the animations in that episode. And I'm not only talking about the top tier action scenes in the end, I am talking many new facial expressions, as well as a step away from the ongoing trend to letting ponies interact with their environment as if they were not equine. AJ having to carefully balance and put down the cakes, Applebloom shaking herself when dirty and licking her hoof. It demonstrates a love for detail and an understanding that we are not watching just a bunch of ordinary humans who happen to look like ponies, but actual ponies. It kind of captures the charm from the early days and I would love to see more of those moments again. Number 4 Neigh. Big Mac used to call out his sister when she was going off course in the past. Here he obviously sees his sister going into obsession and he doesn't even try to talk her out of it. Number 4 Yay! The moments that caused AJ to go all nuts have actually been handled pretty well. Applebloom had everything under control. One self-fulfilling prophecy later, there is actually a giant mess and from AJ's point of view it really looks bad. The conflict escalating after that is a different issue, but the setup itself has been done really cleverly. Number 3 Neigh! I know it is only part of a joke, an absolutely fantastic one at that, but oh boy was the singing terrible when the song started.
We're gonna make my sister see, I don't need her watching over me. Stop!
Number 3 Yay! However, not only the song cop out, but the CMC as a whole were a joy to watch and listen to.
Sweetie, no! You gotta sleep like Applebloom! How does she sleep? Like she does everything. With sass!
The writer Scott Sonborn is another new guy and I would really be interested in seeing an entire CMC episode by him. Number 2 Neigh! The Chimera was kind of a letdown. The design has actually been pretty amazing, even very accurate to the original monster from the antique mythology. But all the great design choices aside, its monologuing, talking to itself, expression of inner conflict, split personality, I don't know. The bottom line is it just drags on, isn't funny, and even the little bit of reflecting the Apple Sisters conflict doesn't prevent it from falling short. Number 2 Yay! Nevertheless, the entire Flame Swamp scene was pretty sweet. New grim location, action, badass Applejack in black leather boots I might add. Can I get a hell yeah? Number 1 Neigh! As you might be able to tell if you paid attention to the list so far, my Neighs were pretty much all nitpicks and my yays came from honest excitement. And I haven't even addressed my personal highlight yet. I should feathering love this episode. But if you check my first impressions video or the complete live reaction video over on Andy's channel, you will see me wearing a big fat frown and ranting on. The problem is that my main criticism for this episode is the driving force behind the entire plot. AJ's over-the-top obsession. I actually had gotten excited at first when I saw her slipping into such a worried motherly role. It is implied that Mama and Daddy Apple are gone, what pretty much put AJ in the position of the surrogate mother for her own baby sister. This setup is super exciting and I would love to see it explored, but not in the way demonstrated in this episode. Applejack being very protective in regards to Applebloom totally makes sense and has been established very early on. Not to say since Applebloom's official introduction as a character in Bridal Gossip. Now, where exactly turned all that really interesting potential into the aspect that spoiled my first impressions for this episode to a degree I actually considered it the worst episode of the season for a while. What I am not anymore, by the way. The exaggeration of AJ's overprotective tendencies to a degree where it overshadows, if not even runs afoul, everything else we know about her. First, we are talking about one afternoon. Yes, Applebloom is supposed to stay home alone for only a few hours during daytime. Come on, AJ usually lets Applebloom roam around Ponyville unsupervised for longer than that. Next, while being protective, AJ also raised Applebloom to be a competent farm pony. Now she's not even allowed to do a regular chore as raking without protection. And it only gets worse from here. I envy people like Dr. Wolf who can actually enjoy the absurdity of the lengths to which AJ goes, not to mention that she developed some Pinky-esque super equivalent abilities in the process. For me, it was too much, made AJ look creepy, and it became a deal breaker for me. This is not Applejack. She might have tendencies to take things too far, but she is still a smart, down-to-earth pony. If it would have been another pony like, I don't know, Rarity, maybe I would have been able to buy into it, but AJ simply isn't the pony that wraps a sofa in protective plastic. You can call it a simple over-exaggeration of a simple established feature of hers, I call it out of character. But no matter what we call it, the issue stays the same. Number 1, yay! While I had my issues with the older sister, I have been amazed by the younger one. Appleboom used to be my least favorite Crusader after Scootaloo finally got some development. She seemed to be the most obsessed with the whole getting a cutie mark thing and often enough annoyed me with her antics. It didn't help either that she is somehow the main Crusader and therefore gets her extra dose of spotlight and lines throughout the series. I actually asked to be spared of any more Appleboom episodes in my season 4 wishlist. Now look at me putting her in my number 1 yay spot for her own episode. Bucking Pony Feathers, has she been great. Competent. Totally relatable in her situation. She is even completely aware of how the whole conflict is building up and works.
And actually, this was kind of your fault. Applejack's just overreacting a bit.
She just can't get through to her sister to make her understand as well. In addition, all the small things, like when she breaks the fourth wall only to reveal a moment later that she is completely aware that she is talking to herself, her anger face, and holy hayburger, she is one strong Fili. So yeah, on my first watch through I haven't been able to look beyond AJ's strange behavior and missed many of the really great elements of this episode. I still consider AJ's presentation as a fatal flaw within the episode, which keeps it from ever becoming one of my all-time favorites, but I surely misjudged it earlier. I am even willing to call it a good one. This is AnY Pony saying see you soon.